Hi y'all, today we're going to be cooking up a bloody mess and that'll be coming up right now. Alright, so today we are going to be cooking penne alla vodka, which is pretty much one of my signature dishes. To make this, you don't really need a lot basically, so you can use pretty much any kind of pasta that you like. Um, Penne obviously is the #1 pick for this dish, but I also like to use rigatoni just because it can basically pick up that hamburger that we'll be adding into the dish very well. So yeah, so you need pasta, then you got your spices here. You'll need minced onion, onion powder, garlic powder, and then you got your red chili flakes, which if you like spicy, you can add that in, but if you're not a big spicy person, you can leave that out.
Whoa. Whoa.
Olive oil, more preferably use extra virgin olive oil because that's got a better taste to it than just this olive oil here. But preferably you should use this one here. And I got garlic bread because I'm lazy.
I wash myself with a rag on a stick.
And crushed tomato. You could use tomato sauce, but it's better if you use crushed tomatoes because it is, well, I mean, having crushed tomatoes in your pasta dish probably tastes a lot better. So, and of course, you're going to need
2 shots of vodka, then 1.
it's the blood of my victims. Alright, and then you're also going to need hamburger, then 3 more ingredients, an onion. This is half of a big ass onion that I found from the store. I used half of it for my chicken fajita pasta the other night that you guys probably saw on Facebook. Half and half, and Parmesan cheese. That's optional, but definitely recommend that you add cheese because it's good. Also, I almost forgot, 2 more ingredients that you will need are basil and parsley. And I prefer getting these fresh because anything fresh is always better. So don't forget to get those from the store. You can get them at Walmart or anywhere. In my case, I always go to Walmart because I get a discount there because I work there.
Hi, welcome to Walmart. How may I assist you today?
Alright, so your first thing that you're gonna do is getting this open. So basically you are in the prep stage of making your pasta dish, but you're gonna dice this onion up. When you are cutting your onion, okay, this is something that I've learned. Watch this, if I can get it angled right. Alright, when you're cutting your onion, make sure that you have your hand in a claw so that when the knife cuts, you are kind of using your hand as like, you know, the knife kind of bumps up against your knuckles instead of your fingers. But I mean, like, if you want some blood in your dish, I mean, you could cut it like this if you want to, but I mean, it's up to you. I'll be right back once I'm done cutting the onion. To keep in mind that a lot of the comments I am making are very sarcastic. That's only going to be the nature of my cooking show. Or whatever. You guys just want to see me cook, so I'm cooking for you. But anyway.
It's your fucking food. Have it your way.
Look at that. I just kind of have to like break it apart. But, yeah, so you have some diced onion here, basically. And if you're cooking this, you know, getting prepped for ahead of time, you can, you know, put this in the refrigerator, either in a little Tupperware thing for now. Here. Sorry, I'm just being random right now. But anyway. Alright, so maybe you're wondering, how did I even get into cooking in the first place? How did a crazy serial killer like me?
That is so awkward to watch.
Well, I don't know. I just kind of started doing it.
Wow.
Because, and believe it or not, I am very picky. I do not like hot dogs and hamburgers, but like, just when it comes to beef, I like it in I like it in pasta dishes, but I don't like hamburgers. So, but usually I usually have people over, when I do cooking. Remember one of my best bros, Brody, he would come over a lot and try the pizza I made, and he taught me some tips. Which, by the way, if you are watching, you are missed. And the new book that I'm doing, Brody is in the 3rd book, so I cannot wait to release that book and for you to read it. Okay, so I am chopping up some parsley. The parsley here. And we're gonna both add this to the sauce while it's cooking, and after, when you're putting it into the bowl as a garnish. So what you'll do is you'll cut up the parsley, and then with the basil you'll pull off the leaves, and you'll take the leaves and kind of stack them up on each other. Okay, so this was probably the part you guys were waiting for. Finally, the cooking.
Oh, yeah, man. Oh.
So, as you can tell, I'm having a very tough time trying to fucking cut this hamburger, but what you're gonna do is you're going to ground it up and brown it. And I will show you the next step in a minute. It's getting there, not perfect, but I mean. Okay, so I got that out of the way now. You can see here, my ground beef is all ground up. And probably around this time also is when you want to get a pot of boiling water going. So it's not very hot at the moment, but yeah, start getting that boiled up, because once your sauce is done, then really all you're going to be waiting for is the pasta. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to add some onions in, all those onions you chopped up, and you're going to stir that around. Let me get my wooden spoon. And kind of start getting the onions. So you know, when you chop up the onions, like kind of how I did, they're probably all still a little stuck together. This is on medium-high heat, and get those onions a little bit caramelized before we add the tomato stuff in. So, be right back.
Come on, stupid. Oh.
Okay, so now that I got my onions a little bit caramelized here, you don't want to go like deep brown with the onions as far as caramelizing them, but just enough where you notice that the onions are getting a little bit toasty and such. So, okay, so once you got that, you got 2 cans of crushed tomato. You're just gonna dump these 2 cans in there. So as you can see, the little lid kind of sounds sizzling. Just dump those 2 cans in there. Alright. Stir that around. Okay, so I got this tomato in here. Be careful when you're putting the tomatoes in, because it will kind of start to bubble and it would spray tomato sauce all over your kitchen. So kind of keep stirring it. Next, you would be adding in the vodka. I would put about half a cup or quarter of a cup in there. See that? That's what I'm talking about with the tomato boiling and spraying all over your kitchen. So yeah, kind of stir that a little bit to slow it down. Then I'm gonna add the vodka in, and this will not come on fire. I don't know what you better stop! Or anything, okay? So I put about a little bit in there. This will make it smell a little alcoholic in a way, but it will make it taste very good.
Yum.
And from here, you can go ahead and add your red pepper flakes. If I can put them in here. Okay, and I went ahead and added my other spices there, and I'm just gonna stir that in. Look at that, fucking, oh, Jesus, it's hot. You know, you guys gotta, okay. So, after you get all of your spices in and such, you can go ahead and add some of your parsley in. So you can see it is like a volcano again. See that? It's kind of cool though. And I also mixed this with the parsley with some basil. I think that would make it taste really good. So you know, I chopped up some basil and mixed it with the parsley. So, and then you're gonna take your half and half. If I can get some. Oh, hold on a second. All right, you're gonna take your half and half and just pour about, I don't know, half a cup, quarter cup in, or no, 3/4 of a cup of half and half in there. And the reason why I'm putting this in here, I probably put more than that in there, but
You know something? You're right.
the reason why I'm putting this in there is to, it will give a balance to the tomato and the acidity and also the red pepper flakes that are in there, because those are, you know, that shit is really spicy, okay? I'll tell you that. Okay, so that was probably the messiest part of the video, but you know, once you get your half and half in there, it should start to calm down. Bring it down to a simmer if your pasta hasn't started boiling yet, like in my case. But yeah, just bring this down to a simmer and let all those flavors get to know each other, and I guarantee it will taste good if you let this simmer for a while.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer every night.
Okay, this is a very, very important tip. When you are cooking pasta, it is very important that you salt that bitch, because that pasta, it soaks up the salt pretty much. You know, now you gotta salt this stuff heavily. It looks like a lot of salt, but the pasta is not really gonna soak up, you know, the salt grains, you know. So the salt kind of has to dissolve in the water, and the pasta is not gonna soak up all of that water. So really, it's just giving the pasta a little bit of flavor. If you don't do this, the pasta might taste a little bit bland and not really that right. But if you have sodium problems or anything like that, this is not gonna hurt you that bad. You know, there's be a little bit of salt in there, but it's not gonna be as salty as you're thinking it's going to be. All right. So my water wasn't quite boiling yet, but it was taking forever, so I already put the noodles in that bitch, so alright, whatever. So at this point, there is one thing that we have not done yet, and that is using some of the olive oil. You're gonna wait until the pasta is done. Alright, so you got your pasta done, now you're gonna add some olive oil
Bitch, because I'm fucking awesome.
to it. That's gonna add flavor to it, so that's nice. And take some of that Parmesan that you got, and then just sprinkle it into the pasta. Then you could just take that and toss it in the air, however you like, and get it all melted on and stuff. Alright, so I'm going to take your pasta, and that should all be well done. And just dump it in. Shit. Just kind of start mixing it all in there. Alright, as you can hear, my oven is all done. And I got this all mixed together here. This is what it should look like. Looks pretty good, don't it? And you can use the pasta water you reserved to put to loosen it up a little bit. Mine doesn't really need a lot, so, and this would also give it a little bit of a starchy flavor that is really good for penne alla vodka. Alright, so I got that, and I started putting them in the bowls here. Feel free to top this off however you like it. You'll see the final dish on Facebook later. So, yeah, that's how you do penne alla vodka.
I have no soul. Have a nice day.
I don't have one either.